Non-targets typically tend to imagine acts of people that are more geared towards something more conspirational. Like someone messing up with your bank account numbers, getting your Facebook hacked, or getting your car bugged. People imagine things along those lines. However, gang stalking sabotage is much more mundane. However, the mundane nature of it is what makes it so difficult for people to conceptualize, because these things happen to people all the time. We misplace things, our tires get popped, sometimes we forget to grab the lid out of our gas tank from the gas station and we accidentally leave it there. Sometimes we misplace headphones, especially now that they are wireless. But these things don't happen often to a normal person or to a non-targeted individual. These things happen 1 or 2 times every 6 months. When you are a target, gang stalkers will move your keys around. They will scratch your car. They will puncture one of your tires. They will hide your things. They will steal your things. They will accidentally push you. They will turn on their headlights straight into your eyes for extended periods of time. When we talk about poisoning, we think something more along the lines of Mission Impossible, professional sabotage. However, it is not like that. I got fed video head cleaner inside of Gatorade. I'm not kidding. These are commonly known as poppers. But someone put video head cleaner inside a Gatorade that I was drinking. Someone put GHB inside one of my drinks, knowing that I was about to go on a drive. People have actually tried to poison me. However, the poison is so little that it's only gonna F you up a little bit. But guess what that does? That increases the possibility of you having an accident. The person that gave me the video head cleaner and a Gatorade lives in El Centro, California. I do not have any of those apps anymore. Any of the hookup apps, the dating apps. But one of these days, I will put him on blast and I will make a video with his face on there. As this channel moves on, I'm going to begin posting the faces of the people and I'm going to be posting what they did to me in a single video. That's coming. So I want to remind you to subscribe because this is about to get very real, very real. And I'm going to blast out the face of the person, the name of the person, the town that that person lives in, and what they did to me. FYI, that's coming. Now, sabotage during gang stalking is little petty things like that are done. Very, very little. But they're gonna happen to a target every single day. Every day for years. Tire puncture, another tire puncture the next day. Car wash technician started the brushes without even putting foam on my car at the Soapy Joe's in Imperial Beach. Purposely, because I purposely didn't say anything. And I saw the face of disappointment of the technician. People inviting me over to their home and purposely making me wait outside 15-20 minutes. Vandalism. Someone even stole my car only to park it 1 block from where I left it. And a car vacuum cleaner got stolen, and one of my marketing stands where I have little, well, not little, but signs that you roll out, and then there is a stick that is collapsible that you extend, and then you put it behind the flag, and it keeps it erect. So that collapsible thing got stolen. Nintendo Switch got stolen. Single games, a game within itself, a game cartridge. You know how small those are? They're like that. So this type of petty sabotage happens to the targets mercilessly. Things are gonna get lost from your car. Things are gonna get lost only to find them later somewhere where you didn't put them. And this is gonna happen to the target so long that it leaves the target confused. So with time, your sense of where you put things is so warped that you are going to be misplacing things. It's gonna happen. And because gang stalkers have messed with your things so much for so long, whenever you misplace something, you're gonna attribute it to it being done by a gang stalking individual. These acts within themselves are almost pointless. But when you have people all around you moving your things, puncturing your tires, taking off the rivets that hold the undershield of your car, opening your gas tank, stealing your video games from your car, stealing one single croc, switching, hiding your phone, and giving it to you after 1 hour of having you look for it and watch you look for it. It adds up. It becomes incredibly stressful. I'm telling you this from a point of perspective. And look, here I'm gonna show you the face of Bernice Rivero. She is the one that was walking around me. She was my boss, my manager at the O'Reilly Auto Parts. This one. She used to walk around me and say, "Minga tu madre." Her, the manager of that store. She didn't only steal hours from me. She stole a whole paycheck. She messed my hours at work. He's the one that used to tell me to shut up at work in front of people. His name is Maximus. And when I confronted him, he said that I was hearing things. He denied it. He said that I was hearing things, which his voice is like a trombone. It's unmistakable. However, when I was there, I was so confused because everyone at that workplace was whispering things around me. But this guy yelled, literally yelled, "Shut up!" So the more sinister part about this part of gang stalking is that the acts are so petty and so tiny that accusing someone of moving your stuff is gonna sound almost irrational. So I never accused anyone. I never did. Only Maximus for telling me to shut up because it was obvious. But even so, it was blatantly obvious. He denied it. He denied it, like just completely denied it. But this is a giant operation of gaslighting. So because everyone is doing things to you that are so tiny, if I go to my boss and be like, he moved my stuff, that sounds incredibly childish, doesn't it? He hit my phone. It's gonna sound incredibly irrational. But listen, when that was happening, I never said anything. Mainly because I wanted to get more content and I wanted to see how far these people would try to gaslight me. And I'm gonna tell you, these people had no limits. I honestly let these people do as much as they were willing to do because I know that takes energy. I know it takes a lot of energy. And when the target doesn't do anything, when they don't get any reward, when there is absolutely no reaction from me, they will try it a lot less because they're not getting the endorphin rush from watching me desperately trying to find my phone. When this stuff was happening, I always played it off. I always did. But I was observing because I was on a mission to document as much of gang stalking as possible for this channel so that I can give you greater detail of what actually goes down through gang stalking, what it truly is and what it isn't. So if you're interested in if you're interested in learning more about gang stalking, I recommend you to subscribe because in this channel, my mission is to take all the myth away from the reality of gang stalking. As a targeted individual, I'm going to explain to you the ins and outs, how it's done, and I'm going to tell you how I got out of it. So, how did I get out of that situation? I left that job. I simply left that job, and I'm here doing this. That is what I wanted to do all along, to be honest. I knew that's what was going to happen. So, sabotage during gang stalking is very, very mundane, very small. But everyone is doing a tiny part. But when everyone is doing their tiny part to one single individual, the harm is beyond significant. It is incredibly severe. It will make you have to replace earphones. I got shirts stolen, and it was always my good clothes that got stolen. Even bottles of lubricant got stolen from me. So during that time, I was taking a mental note. During all that time, I was taking into consideration, where was I that all these things happened? And now that I'm done, I have all those people blacklisted from my life. And taking this into consideration, I just block everyone that engaged in that type of harassment. Because before gang stalking started, I would go out with someone and I would have all my things. After I left, I would have the same things that I had before leaving. Before meeting that person. So whenever any type of misfortune, as little as it might be, that would happen when I meet someone, I just permanently blocked those people. And guess what? Now, after this time, I have no problems. My life is literally perfect. My life is literally perfect and everything is going well. But that is because gang stalking is something that is done to people by other people. And gang stalking cannot continue if the gang stalkers have no access to you. So what happens during many gang stalking situations, why it affects people so profoundly, is because of a lack of boundaries. When someone interrupts you consistently with the purpose of interrupting you, because there's people that interrupt you by accident. I'm not saying that's okay, but when someone interrupts you continuously, that's the point where you have to put a stop and be like, nope, don't talk to me. You're rude and I do not appreciate rude. When I was working at O'Reilly Auto Parts, now that I have more clarity, I would have done the things significantly different than I did at that time. Right now, I was getting attacked during that time, I was getting attacked by so many people, by so many gang stalkers, that I was confused. But now that I have more clarity, I can actually give you advice of what to do if you happen to be getting harassed at your workplace. First, you have to feel confident of your accusations, so you cannot look disastrous. During that time, I was also harassed online and I was getting drugs pushed onto me hard. I'm not kidding you, I was getting like at least 100 invitations of getting laid and of using drugs a day. No, I'm not exaggerating. A day. Therefore, manipulating your mind into having the thought of illicit substance consumption frequently. And I will admit that that's what led me to engaging in that. Like now, because I don't have a grinder, I don't have scrub, I don't have sniffies, I have none of that. So now, all of a sudden, I have no desire to engage in illicit substance abuse. It was never a problem that I had. It was a problem that was instilled into me by the gang stalking operation. That's the truth. I remember that I even had a complete stranger stand like this next to me, look at me in the eye and tell me, it's like a curse, isn't it? Parece una maldición, ¿verdad? And I was like, yeah, it feels just like that. So whenever those things happen during a gang stalking operation, it's trippy. But let me tell you, gang stalkers leave a lot of evidence. Their actions are the evidence. And if you want to close the gateways to gang stalking, you have to start by eliminating completely every single type of self-destructive behavior, because gang stalking makes you destroy yourself. And people or gang stalkers are gonna come up to you and they're gonna pretend to befriend you and they're gonna tempt you with a good time, not with the intention of having a good time. That is a temptation. What they want is to get you to destroy yourself. That is the modus operandi of gang stalking. Have the target destroy themselves. I remember this guy once told me on a chat, he said, it's such a beautiful sight to see someone who had everything turn into a sex-obsessed drug addict. That is what gang stalking turned me into for a little bit. And they were successful at that. They were, but there was a point where I was just like, hell no, that is not who I am. And I am gonna be dead before being that, before being what they want me to be in another second. But I just didn't know how to, because there is so much power of influence that was imposed on me during that time that I had lost my sense of self. I literally forgot who I was. I used to look at pictures of myself and I didn't recognize me. Still to this day, I look at them and I'm like, that does not look like me. Right now, the reason that my hair is such a mess is because during 2 instances, I was cut with a blade on my head by barbers that I paid to cut my hair. That's how insane gang stalking is. You cannot even go get a haircut because you're scared of the barber being a gang stalker and messing your hair up, which happened. Namel Tres messed up my hair. I had long hair and he literally just like that. One snip. Oh, it was an accident. No. So these tiny things, inconveniences, over time, they will have you looking like SHIT. Because with time, my good clothes got stolen. With time, my electronics got stolen. With time, my entertainment got stolen. With time, even I couldn't even have a nice haircut. I couldn't even trust having a nice haircut. Someone even left a scar. I think it doesn't, you cannot even see it anymore. Actually, it's kind of gone. But for a while, like, I think it's like here somewhere. Like, do you see this? Like that one right there. You can barely see it now, but like the barber literally just like cut a layer of my skin. And the only reason that I never said anything before was because if I did, he's gonna say it was an accident. The thing is that with time, your anger feels like it rises up to such an extreme level that you feel, I felt for years like I just needed one more thing to happen before I would blow up. And you know, I never blew up like a crazy person. I never did. But the hope is that something tiny like that is gonna happen to you and you're gonna lose your SHIT over the smallest thing. Somehow I was still able to control myself. I think only one time I lost it. Only one time. For the 7 years, I lost it only one time at Choose Fitness. One time I lost it, but I wasn't like anyone would expect. I would literally just like whisper. But I was like talking to myself for like hours, cursing everyone. I was so mad. Maybe I lost it twice. I think I lost it twice. It was so like in the 7 years, I lost it 2 times where I like had just had it, but that was it, just twice. And I think that's a pretty good score, to be honest with you. That's pretty good. Considering all the stuff that happened to me, only losing it twice, I think that's pretty good. So the harassment is like that. That's the sabotage too. So the sabotage is so tiny and so petty that with time, your anger just builds up. And it's a gradual, a very, very, very slow effect. But it happens. It's effective. It works. And there's not really much you can do about it. The only thing that you can do about it is pull yourself together by taking care of your mind. You don't want to be drunk. You don't want to be high. You want your mind to be as peaceful as possible. Gang stalking is about having you destroy your mind. And if your mind is destroyed, your body is gonna follow. And the way that you prevent gang stalking from happening is by never engaging in any self-destructive behavior and closing up yourself to anyone that is enticing you to do so. That takes away all the access that gang stalkers have to you, because gang stalkers want you to destroy your mind. It's literally an attack on your mind. The moment that I began focusing on having better thoughts, I was able to develop better strategies in coping mechanisms with gang stalking. Gang stalkers want you to destroy so bad, wanted me to destroy myself so bad, that they stole this book from me, my overachievement book. So I bought it again. When my life was at its utmost, I was living by that. And I had everything. And I'm gonna have it again. My revenge, if you wanna call it that, is literally being as successful as I can possibly be while exposing gang stalking. And to me, there would be no more beautiful revenge than making money off of gang stalking. It just makes me so happy. And not only that, but making money from gang stalking and exposing gang stalking for what it truly is, and actually helping targets, which I have already done. That to me is gonna be worth every single second that I spent enduring gang stalking. Gang stalking really pushed me to this. And be it as it may, I would have not done it any other way, because it is thanks to gang stalking, thanks to all the harassment, thanks for all the petty theft, all the petty sabotage, that I am so much wiser because of that. And I can easily distinguish, not easily distinguish, but I don't take for granted my mind anymore. That's the biggest reward for me, is that I took my mind for granted for so long. And the importance of having a clean mind, only filled with beautiful thoughts and thoughts that will make you become a better human being, is the biggest lesson that I have learned through gang stalking. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, and only focus on your goals, because focusing on anything else that can possibly lead you to a path of self-destruction, you're gonna regret. So please subscribe, Please like and share, because the mission of this channel is to expose gang stalking for what it is and dispel the myths of gang stalking. In conclusion, gang stalking is little petty sabotages that have a severe impact cumulatively, and they will destroy your life. So your best strategy is to cut off anyone that is instilling in you behaviors that push you to destroy yourself. Treat your mind and your body like a temple. Take care of it. Don't do any drugs. Don't be a drunk. Don't be a gambler, unless you're really good at it. Then I have no say in that. And only hang out with people that are above you, because if you tell of how good you're doing to people who are underneath you, they are going to feel resentful. They're going to be jealous. And that has happened to me so many times. And these people are the ones that are most boundly to betray you or sabotage you in one way or another, right? This is the Gang Stalking Playbook, and my name is Efren G. I will talk to you on my next video. Take care. Gang Stalking.